So it's another edition to the Talking Shaymen Podcast. It's episode 3 already. It is pre-recorded tonight. Nothing against anyone because we have been getting the views on live. So we've got some great things to talk about tonight, including bold opinions. We've got the Pontey game that we obviously the replay and Saturday's game, and we've got the away trip to Solihull on Saturday that I am personally looking forward to. But first of all, how are you doing, Rob?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much, Luke. Looking forward to the weekend. Good result last night. Buzzing.
Yeah, buzzing. I think best thing to do is start off with Saturday and last night then. So, to be honest, I never want to play Pontefract ever again after the last 2 games. They haven't been the best of games, have they, so far? I think I saw you at the game on Saturday. Did you attend?
Yeah, I did. I thought, to be honest, Pontey did really well. They had one plan in mind, didn't they, to try and get it to penalties and try their luck. They had a few chances. They had a good few long balls and long throws into the area. They were very close on Saturday, really. 1 or 2 chances, so, credit to them. And last night, they came with the plan again. They were very deep. They were very deep defending last night, weren't they? And, 1 goal conceded in 2 games is really good, considering where they are in terms of the league structure. Their ground on Saturday, really packed, wasn't it? Lots of people there, good food. They were serving beer. You could have a beer and watch the game. There was no segregation, good atmosphere. And credit to them, really. I thought they set up well on Saturday in terms of the organisation of the day. Plenty of car parking and good attendance last night from their fans as well, wasn't it? It was about 530 odd, was it? Something like that.
Yeah, decent attendance. My opinion on Saturday. So, yeah, to be fair, Pontefract, they've conceded 1 goal in 2 games, which is magnificent for them. Obviously, you might think, well, we should have played better, but to be honest, they're 2 difficult games because, if we win, we win. We're expected to win. And if they win, it's all over the news and it sort of knocks the stuffing out of us for future games. But, yeah, Saturday, I thought we had a bit of time in Pontefract before the game, went into a Witherspoons and there was a bit of an atmosphere going off. A few Halifax fans and Pontefract fans giving each other, it's good to see that. Say it's an FA Cup qualifier and it's big for them as well. And then going into the ground, it was good. And the only bad thing was I couldn't get food in the ground because of the queues. And we couldn't get like a drink at half time. Maybe if it was unsegregated, it might have been a bit better, and the fans could have got all together. Because you had half of the Halifax fans on one side, half the Halifax fans on the other, and then you had a few like Pontefract fans in between. So yeah, it was a decent game. I wouldn't really want to play them again now. And obviously going on, they defended very well on Saturday. There were times where we could have easily conceded. I think the first half, I think they played magnificently well, and you could tell in the second half they were tiring a bit. But I thought they still had them opportunities from set pieces. They had that one-on-one with their striker that he skied over the bar. And obviously they were the red card, weren't they, as well, for Pontefract at the end of the game. Moving on to Tuesday now. And, yeah, I thought we were going to absolutely stuff them at home. And they proved me wrong again. They brought a decent away following and they put up a very good performance. And they only lost 1-0 at the end. What's your opinion on their fans last night?
Yeah, they had a nice big flag, didn't they? I think probably there won't be many clubs that bring as many as that to the Share this season. So, credit to them for that. It's 35 mile away, I think. So, they made a bit of noise, didn't they? And supported the team well. Perhaps some of them don't watch Pontefract week in, week out, but it was nice for them to come along. Great. It's what non-league we like, isn't it? You know what I mean? You just turn up, you support your team, you make some noise, you go home, and it was generally a good atmosphere, wasn't it? Both home and away.
Yeah. Are you sick of the chant, ole, 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 Pontey?
Yeah, it's good. I like a bit of non-league stuff like that. It's their players will never or very rarely play in front of that many fans. And it's great for them, and it's just great for their town, and they've done really well to get where they got to. It's the first time, remember, they've got to the 4th qualifying round. Yeah. So they did okay, didn't they?
No, it's big for them as well. And yeah, we've obviously got Maidenhead coming up now. But yeah, Pontefract, they bought pretty decent amount to say the division they're in. Obviously, it is the biggest game in their history, I think. I think a few of their fans were saying. But what's funny is on Sunday after the Pontefract game, the next day on, I went out for dinner with my family, and we were talking about Tuesday's game. Coming up, and a Pontefract was in there, and this is like Murfield, so it's nowhere near Pontefract. And he's saying, "Oh, I'm going to be there on Tuesday. I were there on Saturday, cheering them on. I might see you Tuesday." So it's great. So Pontefract fans are all around. So yeah, it's been a good couple of days for them. They need to concentrate on the league now, but so do we. We've got through Pontefract. We've got a huge game on Saturday in Solihull Moors, and then we've also got the next FA Cup match coming up, which is Maidenhead. And Maidenhead won't be easy opponents, and I'm sure we want to win that. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, Maidenhead's a tricky one. We always do quite well at their place, but never seem to do particularly well at home. And, I think Pete Wild's right. We own one. We're playing really well this season. We'll win. We'll batter them. And it'll probably be, easier against Maidenhead. It will be against Pontefract because Pontefract came with a plan, didn't they? And Maidenhead will try and play. And, we're a great team this year.
That sort of plays into our hands when teams try to come to us thinking they can play football, because what happens then is we catch them on the break with like Jamie Allen, Billy Waters, Warburton, Slew, Vale. Vale scored last night. It's good to see him get his goal. But yeah, I think counter-attacking wise, we're very good, and especially compared to when we last played Maidenhead, we had quite a small side. And obviously you've got Kieran Green getting more regular game time now. Deb was coming since then. A lot of big players have come in to sort of boost that height for in the air. So I think Maidenhead will struggle against us personally. But yeah, Solihull on Saturday, that's going to be a big game. And a game that I'm very looking forward to as well. Because I went to Pontefract away, but it's not the same as league. I think the last away game I went to with Halifax, it's been over 2 years ago.
Part-timer, really?
Pardon? Yeah.
Part-timer.
What's annoying is that my dad I went to watch Scarborough play the day Halifax was playing Barnet, and before the Aldershot game, I said, "Dad, we're going to go to either game. We're either going to go to Aldershot or Barnet." He went, "Yep, we'll pick one." We're going to go to Aldershot, and I was saying, "Oh, it's only 3 hours away." Ended up being nearly 4 hours, so that put him off a little bit. So he said, "We'll do Barnet instead." So I thought, "Okay, Barnet, that'll be good." And then my mate invites me to a Scarborough game, and he says, "Oh yeah, we probably weren't going to go anyway." So I go watch Scarborough play, and then at 11 o'clock in the morning, he puts on the forum, "Can you still go? Can you pay on the gate at Barnet?" And Peter Noel comes on and says, "Yeah, you can. You have to go to the ticket office first." So he said, "Oh yeah, last minute change. I'm going to Barnet." And I was very disappointed with that, because apparently there were quite a lot of fans who went to that game as well.
Yeah, it was good. It sounds like you missed more games than Shaymen Stats, and that's saying something,
Yeah, I think, when was the last away game with me? Because I went to Chesterfield a couple of seasons ago. Wrexham I went to. I'm sure they were one just before COVID happened. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
Pardon?
No, United.
They were definitely a game I went to a couple of seasons ago now, and I can't exactly remember. But moving on anyway, Solihull Moors on Saturday will be a very good game, and I'm hoping for a decent following. Do you reckon a lot will go to that game?
Yeah, we have a good record against Solihull. I think they've only beaten us once in the FA Trophy a few years ago, and they acted like they won the FA Cup. So every other time we played them, not beating us. So we have a great record down there. They're okay on the day, but we're a better team. We'll win.
Hopefully we'll win, yeah. Solihull a decent side. What would you expect then Halifax will bring on Saturday?
I think we've got a supporters club bus full, and I think there's another bus going locally as well. So I reckon we'll probably take 250, something like that maybe. Yeah. Good atmosphere. We're segregated. We'll make some noise. Yeah. Be a great afternoon.
Which will be very good for us, obviously, going to Solihull away. So, yeah, hopefully it'll be a very good atmosphere for Solihull, and hopefully for a very good result as well.
Yeah, we'll win 3-0 easy.
Hopefully we'll win 3-0. I'll take that. But, yeah, So we move on to some of the bold opinions now, sent in by all the fans from different clubs and Halifax clubs.
Go on, then. What you got?
Right. So the first one it's quite an obvious one. I think you might like this one. Wrexham to bottle playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, they're likely to be battling relegation rather than the playoffs. I think, they're mid-table, aren't they? They're well adrift. If I was a Wrexham season ticket holder, I'd be thinking, flipping heck, I wish I bought one for Chester, because that's far more entertaining. I think there's lots of people going, but unfortunately, a lot of people turn up for football doesn't necessarily mean results, does it? So, I think they'll be mid-table if they're lucky.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I sort of disagree with that in a way. I think Wrexham, the type of team, they'll come strong at the end of the season and sneak into the playoffs. They've got a lot of quality. We've got a few more about Wrexham in a bit, but the next one is Altrincham fans are the most underrated fans in the league.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair and reasonable, really. They generally take a coach load to most away games. I noticed this week they've not got a coach going to Eastleigh, but generally they do. There's a coach load went down to Yeovil the other week.
Yeah.
Being an Altrincham fan, really, what does they look forward to, really? You know what I mean? They're one of those sort of perennial strugglers. They're either the lower half of the National League or the top half of the National League North. They don't get a lot of success generally. So, if you want to be an Altrincham fan, go flipping heck.
Yeah.
Good luck to them.
Well, maybe not, but they haven't had as much history as Halifax. I think Altrincham, I don't know if they've ever been to Wembley. They might have been in the FA Trophy. I'm not exactly sure, but I think, that they'll be hoping one day they can get to the Football League, but there's so many sides in front of them. For the fans, though, they made quite a bit of noise, didn't they, when they came to us? They bought, I think, 334 to us, which something like that, which isn't too bad for them.
Well, and it's only an hour away, Luke. Come on.
Yeah. When they get, maybe, I don't know. I think we'd probably take 500-600 to them. But I think they have some decent fans, Altrincham, and they're getting like 1,800, 1,900 fans a match, which is good for them. So moving on now. Kieran Green is the best ball-playing midfielder in the league.
Oh, that's a good one. There's plenty of footballers out there to compare him against. He started really well, hasn't he? And I can't knock him for he's holding his place down. He's doing all right.
Yeah.
Whether he's the best one or not, I don't know. He's certainly got potential.
Yeah.
And I'm
really young.
delighted he's in our team.
I don't think it, but he's only young.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't seen every single CDM in the division, but everyone I've seen, I haven't seen anyone as good as Kieran Green. I think it's good that he's starting a lot more games now, and I think he's a cracking player, to be honest.
Yeah,
probably the most underrated Halifax player we've got. Him and Senior, I would say.
Yeah.
Moving on now. Notts County to miss out on playoffs and Halifax to win the league. Now, remember, this was sent in by a Notts County fan on the forum just after the Halifax loss, so he might change his mind now. But what's your opinion on this?
I'm not sure Halifax will win the league. Grimsby are very strong, but Notts County to miss out in the playoffs. Yeah, again, they're mid-table, a bit like Wrexham, aren't they?
Yeah, I think if I'm Notts County, every single season since they've got relegated, the past two, they've always made it into the playoffs. I think they will this season, but Halifax to win the league, you never know. But I think Grimsby, they just look too strong, and it's not. You don't usually think when a side comes down, they're going to go straight back up, because that never happens in this division. Very rarely. I think Cheltenham did it a couple of years ago, but no, not many sides can go straight back up. But Grimsby, they know this league off the back of the hand. So I think Grimsby will win the league, and hopefully us in the playoffs. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll be second. That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah. No, because what would happen then is that you'd be thinking, why is it not like League One or Championship where 3 teams can go up? Yeah, we've got one in a bit about that. So, sacking Phil Brown was not necessary. It's clearly a problem off the field. That's Southend's manager.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Phil Brown used to play for Halifax Town, didn't he? He's a decent guy, and I think they've had lots of problems down there, haven't they, at their club. Fans are very unhappy. Mm-hmm. Changing the manager sometimes improves results, sometimes it doesn't. Mm-hmm. I think I've seen something about Stan Collymore getting involved. Yeah. He used to play there years ago. it's far more detailed than I know about, to be honest. But I like Phil Brown. He's a decent guy, and clearly getting rid of him is not necessarily improved the results already, is it?
No, I think obviously in the past couple of years they've kept changing managers, but it's clearly something off the pitch. It's their fans are protesting not against Phil Brown, they're protesting against the board. And I don't know if it was the right decision. Obviously, I don't look into detail into Southend. I'm a Halifax fan. It's not like the Premier League where you can get every little bit of information without having to go into look up and proper detail about it. But yeah, I don't think it was necessary, but something's got to change. And I think, I don't know, maybe they can bring someone in who can make a difference. But yeah, I sort of agree with that one, to be honest. Sacking Phil Brown wasn't necessary. Yeah. Moving on now. Billy Waters could compete in League One. Bit of a hard one to say.
Well, in League One, he's a great player, great signing. And, he's so much better than I thought he'd be. Yeah. I'm delighted he's playing for us. And I just hope a championship club don't come in for him too soon, because he's a really good player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's brilliant. And obviously, I think Billy Ward's it's the type of player in the right system. Now, if he was in a good system in League One, I think he'd play fine in League One, like he was with us in League One. But if you're in the wrong system, even in the league below, I still do. I think, you wouldn't even compete in the league below if he's not in the right system with the right players around him. So, moving on now. Paul Mullin is a one-season wonder.
Who's he? Never heard of him.
I've never heard of him.
Is he that guy that plays that mid-table Wrexham team, I think?
I think so. He's that Liverpudlian, isn't he? I think he was at Cambridge.
Yeah. Has he scored yet this season?
I haven't really noticed. I think he might have scored the other night against Namwich, but
yeah. Never heard of him.
Nah, hardly ever heard of him. But anyway, comparing a bit about Paul Mullin now, I had to go into so much detail because I didn't know anything about Paul Mullin at all. I think he scored 3 goals this season, 35 goals last season. I think we're 11 games in. Billy Waters and Slew, I think, have both scored more goals than him so far, and many other players. And I said at the start of the season, before he made his journey down to the National League, I said he's going to struggle this season because he won't be used to National League. It's a totally different league. It's a more physical league than League Two, and he didn't have his players, his Cambridge mates around him to set him up all the time. And I think he's a one-season wonder, to be honest. And I think he'll just probably make double digits, if that, to be honest, this season. I don't think he's all that, if I'm totally honest. What's your opinion on him?
Yeah, he's a player that plays at a mid-table team, so he'll probably get a few goals here and there, but he's not setting the world alight, is he? I know I'd rather have.
I'd rather have Billy Waters.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Right, moving on then. Non-league is the most intense and hardest league to get out of. I think that was a Yeovil fan who said that.
Yeah, well, there's only 2 promotion spots, isn't there? So, compared to other leagues, that's right. Statistically, if you look at League 2, there's 4 places up there, aren't there? And, so statistically, the chances of getting out there are more difficult.
Yeah.
It's very competitive, absolutely. And down to 7th place, that's okay. You get in the playoffs, but you don't necessarily get a chance to go up. So
you have to win about 4 games to go up if you just make the playoffs.
Yeah. So, I mean, our league as well, a lot of clubs have been promoted into the Football League and they've done really well.
Yeah.
Clearly, we've got a good quality.
Yeah.
It's intense. We know what it's like. We watch it week in, week out, don't we? It's proper football.
No, there's not a single game where you can go, we're going to win that easily. It's not like the Premier League where Man City play Norwich. Well, maybe not Norwich because Norwich beat them the other season, but Man City play Burnley and Man City are going to batter them. It's not predictable. It's very unpredictable, this league, and it is the hardest league to get out of because only 2 teams go up. And every time a team does go up, some of them are in the Championship now, like Luton, and I think Bristol Rovers and Bristol City have both been in non-league before. You've obviously got Lincoln who've been in. Hartlepool are thriving in League 2 now. I don't think there's much difference between the National League and League 2. I just think a lot of National League sides are stuck in this division. Like Notts County, they're struggling and they probably feel they should be League 1 pushing for the Championship. So yeah, it's a very, very hard league to get out of this league, and I have to agree with you. Now this one, Bournemouth coming on again. Bournemouth don't get their attendances, but get some passionate fans.
We went to Wembley a few years ago and saw him in the playoff final, and went past his taxi, and it was half full of Bournemouth fans, and they were quite excited. So yeah, those two fans in that car were really passionate.
Yeah.
Obviously, when we got to the ground, we couldn't see them because you just get swamped by the scale of Wembley.
Yeah.
But they don't have that many fans, do they? And
no.
But those two we saw were quite passionate.
Yeah.
I've not seen any more though.
Oh, you didn't go, did you, on that Tuesday night?
No.
I know. I've seen a few. Fans put like the little videos on. Some Bournemouth fans have put videos on, and it's like watching a proper lower league side. They try to make chants, and they take silly stuff like your flares and stuff, but it's hard to create an atmosphere. I think they created a bit of an atmosphere for that Barnet match away, but I think you need a decent attendance to create an atmosphere. If I'm totally honest, you can tell by that. And yeah, it's not the nicest stadium and quite a small stadium, so they may be able to get together easily. But yeah, I sort of disagree there. I don't think they're the worst fans in the division for noise, but I don't think they're anywhere near the top. Moving on now, ex-league clubs increase the stature of the league. I know that was a Chesterfield fan who sent that in.
Yeah, I think that's fair generally. Look at the league we're in now. A lot of ex-league clubs in there, aren't they? And people recognise the names as ex-football league clubs.
Yeah.
Nobody ever says Halifax Town wears that, or Wrexham wears that, or Chesterfield wears that, or Notts County wears that. They're all clubs with a history of playing the football league, and it does get the attention, doesn't it? And when you get an FA Cup first round games now with National League teams that have been in the Football League, looks like it used. Yeah, I think it's true that.
Disconnected them. I think you just disconnected sort of there, but yeah, I do agree with you there, and I think obviously there's so many sides. There's I think there's Notts County, obviously they win the Premier League. There's a couple of sides who've been in the Championship and League One, for example, like we've been in League One. I think 60% of the league have been in the Football League before, and I think it's something like 25-30% of them have been in League One before. Obviously, you've got Notts County, Chesterfield, Halifax. I think Wrexham, they've been in League One. Southend, Stockport, all these sides have been in League One before. And
you've also got you've also got York City and Darlington as well, haven't you, in the league below?
Sides lower down. It's so non-league's just getting stronger and stronger with sides. Money's getting thrown about, and I think you don't appreciate non-league. Obviously, a lot of Championship and Premier League fans will say, "Oh, non-league, you get like 1,000 a match. It's garbage. It's not. Do your fans even sing?" Now I know for a fact when a few of my mates who were like supported Huddersfield and said that when they come to the Halifax games, their mindset changes, and that they're quite surprised by the atmosphere with non-league clubs. And the thing about non-league clubs is you have to be a loyal fan to support them. There's no glory supporters in non-league, is there?
Oh, no.
No. Maybe at Wrexham, but yeah, we'll talk a bit. We'll move on to the next one now. The quality of your football club is not defined by how many fans you get.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. It's often defined, I suppose, by the amount of money the chairman has, and quite clearly, there's been some clubs that have been promoting out the National League into the Football League, where there's been wealthy chairmen and not many fans. And I suppose they would say they're good quality football teams. Look at Salford, look at Harrogate. They've gone through our league. Not many fans, but they've done okay. So, yeah, probably go along with that.
Yeah, I sort of agree. Obviously, you've got so many sides that, have got into the Football League. You've got Salford, Harrogate, Sutton, all these sides that have got into the Football League, and they don't have the biggest fan bases. I think all three of them get lower attendances than Halifax on average, even in the Football League. And it's the three sides that, they have wealthy chairmen and maybe not Sutton, but, your bonus, and that's why you've got into the Football League. But if you're going a bit on away days without the fans, I think you need I think you need home fans to create a good away day. Personally, right. Southend to make a significant turnaround and sneak into the playoffs.
Not a chance. Absolutely no chance whatsoever. They're just so far behind, and there's so many other good quality clubs.
Have a look at how many points difference there is.
They're just not going to make it up. Bearing in mind, we're talking about clubs like Wrexham and Notts County making a push to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Why would Southend be able to make up all the points on all those clubs? Too far behind.
11 points behind.
Yeah, no
chance. 5 wins, that.
No chance.
I don't know. Well, to be honest, I doubt it. But you never know in on-league. If they get some quality players in, but no, there's too much going off the pitch to even think about that. I think it's just about staying in this league this season for them. Now, I specifically like this one. Halifax fans are the best in the league on passion.
We're certainly up there. It's difficult to know, isn't it? Because we're not involved with the clubs in terms of their home support, but Yeovil fans make a hell of a racket. When they beat us 1-0 earlier this season, you thought they won the World Cup, let alone the FA Cup. The fans were down for half an hour after the game, making loads of noise. And I think sometimes you have to look at where the club's based and how far they've got to travel. We've not got the worst travel situation in the league. There's some other clubs with fans that travel ridiculous miles. We're up there. I don't know if we're the best.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say we're the best. I think on our day we can be. I think we have some of the best passionate fans, and all Halifax fans. You've got to be a fan who loves the club, because there's so many sides around us. Like, I think there's probably more people in Halifax that support Huddersfield and Bradford and Burnley and Leeds than actual Halifax fans. So it's not the best place for Halifax to be set up, because you've got Huddersfield, Bradford, Burnley, Leeds, just around Rochdale, just around the corner. So yeah, I think it's good. I think we do well with attendances, and I think the fans they do make a bit of a racket on their day, especially I think last night we were quite good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
To say it was just a cup game, which we sort of knew we were going to win, and and we take a decent away from home, I think personally. So yeah, hopefully we can take quite a few on Saturday and make a racket. So Barnet is the most catering club for away fans. My dad did actually say that it was quite expensive. I think £8 for parking, but they gave had your own bar specifically for away fans, and they put you in a decent area as well where you could watch the whole game. What's your opinion on it?
Yeah, they're not bad, Barnet, for that, really. I mean, you're right. Parking's expensive there. Their ground's obviously built on a previous training ground, so it's not particularly well set up for car parking and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they make an effort down there. I think it was £2.50 a cup of tea. That's not great. £8 to park the car. That's not great. I think the programme's free online though, which isn't too bad.
Was it a good cup of tea?
Yeah, and the view is okay from up the top of the stand. It's not too bad. So yeah, they're far worse clubs. They're not bad. The stewards are okay as well.
Yeah, not too. Why the stewards? I've just heard that. What was that?
Yeah, they're not bad. I mean, in the past, we've gone down there with Pete's big flag and they've allowed us to put it up without any problem at all. Yeah. They're quite relaxed. Yeah.
Yeah, I like relaxed stewards. I remember going to Salford away a couple of seasons ago, and the guy, this bald guy, from Halifax, and he loved it. He was laughing at all the fans, because the amount of racket we were making away from home. And yeah, it was brilliant. I remember that day, and the steward were just, didn't let us go over the top, and no fan ran on the pitch. And then he just told him to get off. And I like stewards that are a bit laid back and don't have to kick anyone out or tell us to calm down or anything. I don't think there's any need. Notts County get the attendances, but have some of the most silent fans in the league. I think at home they do, but maybe not away.
They made plenty of noise when they were leading to our place, didn't they?
Yeah, but they didn't at 0-0, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of fans are like that. They sing when they're winning. Yeah. But they generate a good atmosphere down at Meadow Lane. But I think most clubs make a bit of noise when they're winning, but they didn't make too much noise when they lost. Good attendances.
Yeah.
But yeah, perhaps it could be a bit noisier.
They should get good attendances though, if you're thinking about because where they've been in the past. But yeah. Notts County. I think when they came to us, I think they were quite. I said in my reaction, I said they were quite poor when they came to us. They bought 400 and something on Tuesday night. That isn't too bad for Nottingham, but yeah, I think it's quite poor. That, to be totally honest, the racket they made, obviously they weren't doing well at the time. They still aren't. But yeah, it just I don't know. I think they went to Barnet and they took something ridiculous to Barnet. I think they took 1,000 to Barnet, and they made a lot of noise there. So yeah, I think on their day they're good fans. Maybe not at home, but away games I think they can be good. So yeah, I'd probably disagree with that in a way. Moving on now. National League have the most loyal fans in I think he says in the league. I think he meant
in the world.
Yeah, in the world.
Yeah, it's not easy supporting National League at times, is it? Because it's just cheap as the Championship, cheap as League One, League Two, and sometimes it can go to places a bit like Altrincham where you're out in the rain. They put away fans out in the open end. You got to go to some crazy places. There's some long distances. I think we have more miles to do than they have to do in League Two.
Yeah.
Although we're both in sort of national leagues as such, there's more travel. You got to be loyal to be a National League fan, haven't you? There's not much glory. Only two promoted, remember.
Yeah, it is glory when you do get promoted because it's so hard to get promoted. I just hope one day I get to experience that, getting promoted from the National League. I think that more or less wraps the video up. So we're talking Shaymen at the start, and now we've moved on to some of our bold opinions. Thank you to everyone that sent them in from Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And we'll see you for episode 4, which should hopefully be streamed live next Wednesday. And hopefully we can get 1 or 2 guests on for that game. Bob, as always, thank you for coming on. And hopefully I'll see you next Wednesday. See you. Cheers.